This polyamorous gender fluid witch is a preschool teacher in Florida. She's so proud of herself that she discusses her gender and sexuality with 4-year-olds. Y'all.
At one point last year, I had explained to them that I was not Miss Lois or Mr. Lois. It's just Lois because I'm not a boy or a girl. And this was all well and good until October, when I also explained to them that I'm pagan, so I am also a witch.
Color me shocked.
My haircut, and I got in the sides of my mohawk shaved down.
Because that signifies you as a witch. Just so you guys know. If you want to be a witch in the modern era, it's imperative that you shave down the side of your head. I don't make the rules.
And I come into work, and one of the children goes, Lois, are you a boy? You have short hair. And his sister goes, no, Lois is a girl. And a third child, who's my favorite, suddenly yells, no, guys, we've been over this. Lois isn't a boy or a girl. Lois is a witch. Duh.
Like, let your freak flag fly, right? I don't care if you call yourself a polyamorous witch, polygender, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. You can be whatever you want, and if you are good to other people, then great. But something tells me that if you are actually doing this, and you're concerned about the look, you're shaving your hair because it signifies that you're a transgender witch or whatever, something tells me that if you are proudly talking about it with kids, then your intentions aren't very good. Children are impressionable, and these people are taking advantage of the fact that they're impressionable. And if you take advantage of an impressionable kid in any way, shape, or form in order to spread your lunacy to them, then your intentions are just not good, period. I don't want these people giving advice to kids on hairstyles, let alone any serious life lessons. Yeah, her hairstyle isn't even like, look at this.
Thought me, I was not...
First off, can somebody explain to me? I don't understand why many of these transgender SJW types, even before they were considering themselves transgender and they were just social justice warriors or whatever, how come they all have this like radical hair color? I do not understand what they're going for here. Does anybody know? Like, what's the appeal? Like, what's the point? There's got to be some sort of unspoken rule here. I'd like to know. Not to say, look, if you want to dye your hair that color, dye your hair that color. I just don't understand the attraction to just going like, you know what would really help me make my point to the world? I'm going to color my hair some ridiculous color and start shaving the side of my head because people are going to respect me.
And a lot of people will be like, well, I'm not homophobic. I just don't want like to talk about it, or I think it should stay private. And it's like, no, that's homophobic too, because you still think there's something there that isn't appropriate or that we shouldn't be like sharing or talking about. And
so let me stop him there. This guy seems to me like he is trying to victimize himself in order to set up the idea that he should be able to talk about sex and sexuality with children. Like, if you don't want to talk about it to kids, then you're homophobic. That's not really how it goes. I don't sit there and talk. We don't encourage talk about sex and sexuality to kids from a heterosexual angle. Like, there's the mommy and daddy thing. Yeah, of course. Ha ha ha. But I mean, like, we don't get into the nitty gritty details. And this is the thing that kind of bothers me. This guy is talking about sex and sexuality. Like, we don't make it a sexualized kind of thing when we talk about this to kids. He wants to. And he's telling you that you're homophobic if you're not on board with that. And that's not flying anymore with people.
And even this idea that like, we can't talk about sex with kids. It's like, first of all, we probably can. Our society is just like way too uptight about it.
No, it's not. It's not that we're uptight. It's that we, after generations and generations and generations and generations, understood that there is a limit to what kids should learn at their age. It's not that we're uptight about it. It's that we understand that sex and sexuality, when introduced to children, is damaging. We've known this for a very long time, which is why we do not introduce them to it.
We give them toy guns, but we can't explain what sex is.
Yes. I would much rather have a child pick up a toy gun, because then it allows me to teach them safety and responsibility. My father handed me a shotgun when I was a boy, and he taught me that there are responsibilities that come with being powerful. And I'm not just talking about, how to handle a gun and not point it in the right direction or anything like that. The power to give and take life is a big deal, and I should not just do it so flippantly. And also, learning defense and the respect you have to have of nature and all that stuff are awesome lessons that you can teach a child when you hand them a weapon. And especially boys, I can't speak for girls. I know that as a boy, we're going to pick up sticks and act like they're swords, or we're going to break them into little guns. Okay, we're going to pretend that we are warriors of some kind. And we start doing that at a very young age, long before we even start considering sex. Boys, from the moment that we can talk and walk, seem to have some gravitation toward adventure and soldiering and warriors and fights and battles. And, we're all about this. Knights on steeds. Like, we're attracted to this naturally. And it comes way before we're ever looking at the opposite sex. At the during that time of our life, girls are icky. They're horrible. Get them out of here. No use for them. Put gum in their hair and throw dirt at them. We don't want them. They're boring. Go have your tea party. So yes, we're handing kids a toy gun and teaching them what is good and what is bad. And when they hold that gun is so much more valuable than trying to introduce a 4-year-old to sex and sexuality, pornography, and sex work. This guy is an idiot. They demand that we change our language to accommodate their delusions. We should not give in.
So I show up to work like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
She's got a lot of
6
flair.
Buttons, usually 7. And they will so much gender me and be like, just call me young woman. One of them just calls me girl. I snapped at one of my coworkers. They were like, she, and I was like, he. I have 7 buttons.
I don't even know what to say to this one. It's like, look at my buttons. Look at my buttons. You know why no one's taking her seriously? It's because her hair's brown. So her hair's not like bright red or green or pink or blue or something. That's the issue. That's why no one's taking her seriously. She also, if you'll notice, she has not shaved any of her head at all. She's doing it all wrong. No wonder no one's taking her seriously. She's not doing all the things that are necessary in order for people to take her as a serious transgender person. This is her own fault. I'm going to guess this person has a much deeper voice than he probably lets on.
Cis women, please blind react to this. Don't worry, this isn't a gotcha. I just want you to see something. Put a finger down for every statement that you can relate to or have ever related to.
Ladies.
A lot of clothes in normal shopping centers don't fit me. My pockets are super small. I feel like I have to maintain a level of femininity to be accepted. I feel like I have to maintain a certain body type to be accepted.
Already I'm seeing the problem here. The reason that you have to have a certain kind of body type in order to be accepted is because women have different body types than men. That's just natural. What was the other one? The pockets? Pockets too small. Ladies, I'm sorry about your pocket situation. I noticed that whenever y'all get a dress and there's pockets in the dress, you wait. You wait for someone to just mention the dress in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't matter how. But the first thing out of your mouth is, thanks, it's got pockets. Maintaining a standard of femininity. I feel like if you are going to pretend to be a woman, then yes, you have to maintain a standard of femininity because women are feminine and they define what femininity is. And so if you are trying to be considered a woman, then you have to match their standards. You can't just define them as your own and then say, hey, guess what? I'm a woman too. So why are you complaining you're having to maintain a standard of femininity? This is what you signed up for.
I feel like I can't get angry without being judged for it.
That's everybody.
I feel like I'm not taken seriously in the workplace.
You're not. And you know why? Because you don't have a shaved head with red hair. That's what it boils down. Why are these? I feel like do I have to explain it to everybody? I can't listen to that. Last time I tried it. Does this dude have a girl? Hang on.
Americans for Freedom have...
Yeah, it's a dude.
Hello, LGBT community. I'm a student here at UNCG, and I wanted to take a minute to talk about the Young Americans for Freedom situation. The Young Americans for Freedom have been making some transphobic posts and have invited transphobic speaker Ben Shapiro to come talk at our school.
Oh, no.
There is the Guilford Green Foundation, which is the LGBT organization for Guilford County. They have a transgender clothing closet in which the clothing that is donated to them then goes out into transgender members of the community.
Screw homeless people. Screw homeless people. Let's get these bits of clothing to privileged middle-class white kids at these colleges, attending college. Screw the homeless. Don't worry about them. They're fine. They've got duct tape shoes and clothing that hasn't been washed in 3 to 4 weeks, but screw them. Let's give this clothing to the transgender, privileged, middle-class white kids in this college. Good God. Really nice. Oh, God. The mental gymnastics to try to justify teaching 5-year-old kids about sex. DeSantis broke these teachers. It's epic.
But the Don't Say Gay bill is actually also the Don't Say Straight bill.
Okay, so no. It just says don't introduce sex and sexuality to children 3rd grade and below. By the way, we read this bill on stream, and yesterday I released a YouTube video where I kind of took that clip from the stream and made it a highlight. It's up on YouTube right now. Go watch that video.
So these are the straight things that you won't be able to talk about in Florida schools when this is enacted. Gender science.
All right, one more. Drag King preschool teacher says she won't follow the laws of the Prenatal Rights and Education Bill.
How do I feel about the new legislations for like the Don't Say Gay bill or the reporting of transgender kids? And while I don't see things like that too much in preschool, my opinion on it is that I don't care what the government tells me to do. I am going to do what I think is best for the health and safety. And that includes mental health and safety and emotional health and safety of my kids. I will never let any child come through my classroom feeling unloved or ashamed for who they are.
You are full of shit. Okay, so I'm so sick and tired of this argument being used by these people who, by the way, this lady's driving me, like, wipe the spittle off the side of your mouth, please. I am so sick and tired of them saying I'm going to introduce this atmosphere of transgender education and normalization and gender fluidity and sex talk but I'm doing it for the health and safety of the children. Give me a damn break. You're not doing it because it keeps the kids safe. Again, we've had report after report after report, generations of people who knew that introducing these concepts to small children it only harms them. There's no safety. This is all about self-gratification. This is about them trying to make themselves feel like they are not alone, or worse, that they're trying to groom your child for something. This has nothing to do with some selfless act. Nothing. These people delude themselves into thinking that they are somehow superheroes. You're not a superhero. You're just somebody trying to take advantage of the malleable mind of a child. Stop trying to pretend like you're doing this for good. You're not doing this for good. You're doing this for selfish reasons, period.